Hello, we're going to go over question 19 that appeared in the higher iGCSE paper 2HR in June 2018. I recommend pausing the video after the question is shown so you can try it yourself. Then play the video again to see the solution and where the marks are awarded. This is question 19. We're given that A is equal to P take away Q all over T. We're then told that P is 8.4, correct to two significant figures. Q is 6.3, correct to two significant figures. And T is 0.27, correct to two significant figures. We're asked to work out the upper bound for the value of A. Pause the video, attempt to answer the question, return to play the video to see the solution and where the marks are awarded. Welcome back. As the question is asking for the upper bound of A, and A is made up of a calculation using P, Q and T, where P, Q and T are all values correct to two significant figures. As we're asked to find the upper bound of A, I find it's useful to look at the upper and lower bounds of P, Q and T. So if we look at P first, we're told that P is equal to 8.4 to two significant figures. I like to draw a number line when I'm looking at bounds. So we've got P has been rounded to 8.4. We're trying to find out what is the lowest and the highest possible values that would have rounded to 8.4. If my value goes too low, it will round down to 8.3. And if my value goes too high, it will round to 8.5. The middle values between 8.3 and 8.4 and 8.4 and 8.5 will give us our lower and upper bounds. This means we know that P is going to be greater than or equal to 8.35 and strictly less than 8.45. If we do the same for Q, we're told Q is 6.3 to two significant figures. This means if my value goes too low, I'll round down to 6.2. If the value I choose is too high, it would round up to 6.4. So my lower and upper bounds are these midpoints. Which means Q is greater than or equal to 6.25 and strictly less than 6.35. We're also told T is equal to 0.27 to two significant figures. If I choose my value too low, it would actually round down to 0.26. And if I choose my value too high, it would round up to 0.28. So again, my lower and upper bounds are these midpoints. So we know T it's going to be greater than or equal to 0.265 and strictly less than 0.275. We're asked for the lower bound of A, and A is equal to P take away Q all over T. To get the smallest value of A, we need to find the biggest value for the top and the smallest value for the bottom. So we know this needs to be the lower bound because that will give us the smallest possible value that T could have been. On the top, because we want this to be the biggest possible value, we need P to be the upper bound because this will give us the largest amount, but we want to take away the smallest amount, which means Q needs to be the lower bound. This means that our value of A will be the upper bound for P, which is 8.45, and we need the lower bound for Q, which is 6.25. And again, we need the lower bound for T, which is 0.265. Pop that into the calculator, and the question says give your answer to one decimal place, and you will get 8.3. If you got the answer of 8.3, you'd get your 3 marks. Otherwise, there's marks available for your working. There's 1 mark available for any of the bounds. So if you get 8.35, 8.45, 6.25, 6.35, 0.265 or 0.275, they will award you 1 mark. The second mark is for showing that you're going to use the upper bound for P, the lower bound for Q, and the lower bound for T. And input in the values that represent these bounds. And the final mark is for getting the final answer. I hope you found that helpful.